Yo, right here. Yo, right here in the small box. Welcome back to Single City Reactions, only on the Flex My Network. I'm the original Anomaly. That's my Instagram, by the way. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be special because, first of all, Will Smith dropped an album. This is a historic event. I'm being extra, mind you. I'm being extra for entertainment purposes. Come here with me. Look, we got a video by Ray Daniels, one of my favorites on YouTube to listen to and watch. This video is titled, Will Smith Called Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar for Advice. What does it take to win in rap today? What it takes to be a winner in rap is simple. You gotta be honest with yourself. You know? Will Smith hasn't dropped a project. He hasn't dropped a project in such a long time. When you hear Will Smith drop a project, that's high expectations right there. You have some very high expectations that you gotta meet. So sometimes calling up the younger ones, calling up peers, calling up the individuals that you should be conversating with for guidance is the key. Sometimes you gotta have some humility in yourself. You gotta admit defeat and learn and educate yourself. That's how it goes. Look, I don't want to waste too much time at the top. Y'all know I love to talk too much, but make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video, the reaction, everything. I'm not live. You know, gotta take a break from going live all the time, but you know, we're here, we're live, we're direct. Let's go. Let's get into it. Talk.
By the way, this is gonna be like a story that I've never told before, but I'm gonna tell it to you guys.
You know, before I started, you know, I made 2 phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick.
Mike, Matt, hold on, what's this? Okay, let me see this. Will Smith.
And I was like, hey, I wanna get back in music. And it was like, what's the advice? And Jay said, like, don't fake your story. He was like, you gotta say what's true for you. And he said, you'll be looking at the younger rappers and you want that to be true for you, but you don't live like that. It was like, be true to your story. Tell your story. And that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused, he said, man, just say that shit you always been fucking scared to say.
Sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry.
Why is that so on brand? Why is that so on brand for Kendrick? But speaking towards Jay first, because it's like, he's well past seasoned. Look where he is today. Tell your story, tell your truth. Jay-Z, Will Smith, and anybody else of that age that has rapped. It's important to speak truth to power. It's so important. Because if you constantly lie, constantly hide, constantly run, it's going to affect this. Because people are going to view you as that, when in reality, you never lived that, you never did that, you weren't around that. So when you speak truth, you can actually claim more power. You can claim it. Will Smith he's one of the ones. This is somebody you just don't mess with. They tried him already with the whole Jada Pinkett debacle, you know? They tried him already. They did what they had to do. They went and do what they need to do. Right? It affected him. If he never spoke on that or anything like that, or even just expressed it in any kind of way, it would be here. It will be stuck here. When you rap truth, this disappears. It disappears. And it's almost like a healing journey. Getting back into his roots. Going back to the stomping ground. Stepping into the studio. Being around the younger generation and seeing and understanding how they move, while at the same time giving guidance even though you haven't been there. But they look at you as that person that was there before. so they can kind of use what you did as an example, so they can apply it to themselves. That's how you push the culture forward. That's how you empower the younger generation to advance the culture. You know? Let's keep going.
That's the Kendrick said that, my man. I didn't say that. Yeah.
And it was
said
like
the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, and it was like, be honest. Be honest. And it was like, that was, you know, it was scary, right? To like, just like say, right? And that's the thing with genre. Make the record you want to make. Don't try to make the record that you think people will like you for.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
So it seems as if for some reason it's interesting what you said about with the rap and social media thing. Some people is like they're just cosplaying other people and not being themselves in the music. But at one point it seemed like what you heard.
It's not even just like you're only cosplaying, but because of the idea of cosplaying, you're creating mascots. So putting on the clothes, putting on the armor, putting on the mask and everything, in the initial moment you're cosplaying, but if you continue to keep this on, to keep on these things that you call drip, that you call a fit, that you consider fashionable, you're going to become a mascot. And with mascots, it attracts a crowd. And if you're attracting a crowd, you're going to continue the cycle. If you continue this cycle, it's going to affect groups and groups and groups and groups and groups of individuals until the whole community is affected. That's where we are right now. Because we have all these cosplayers all over the place, doing what they did, living how they lived, knowing that a lot of it is not true. You're creating people that actually go out and do it. At that point, their whole life is a lie. And now you're producing liars, which is why the culture is where we are today. People, like when you look at relationships, people talk about this, and this. And when they sit down together and find out they've been lying to each other their whole life, and now it affects them, now you're creating a mascot in that sense, in another realm. That's how dangerous it is to lie. But they want you to do that. The industry wants to push that narrative. They don't care. They don't care. They just want money, and they want to bleed you of your money while making it. That's how they have so much money to say, oh, I can give you da-da-da-da-da. I can give you 100 mil. Sign up. Whatever. 4 mil, 8 mil, 10 mil, 50 mil. Sign up with a bonus. You locked in? You ready? You want to make money with us? We can make money. You can make money with us, no problem. There's an album that you want to put out. There's some things that you want to do. You want to drop an EP music. We got you, no problem. But the average artist don't understand what comes with that. That contract. There's a reason why the contract is this thick. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the contract is this thick. It's not no one-page thing. Okay? That's why you need your lawyer there. It's a big damn booklet that y'all gotta read through quickly in that room, in that moment, before you lose it. That's why you need your best friend to be a lawyer. And you need your best friend to work with you in the music industry. You need that person beside you. This cycle is a wicked cycle. Which is why you see a lot more independent artists. But remember what I said with independent artists. Because remember my analogy. Consider this keyboard as every moving part that you as an independent artist need to understand. You gotta... if you press the A, you need to understand completely how the A works. If you press the B, a 5, a 7, a period, colon, the comma, brackets, you got to know how every single one of these parts work, so that when you go to type, and type referring to as you going down your journey as a rapper or an artist, as you type, you need to understand how everything works fluently. so you can be successful and be that independent artist that people look up to. As an independent artist, you can't hide nothing, bro. You can't hide nothing. You ain't got no time to lie. There's too much work to do as an independent artist for people to lie. If you're lying as an independent artist, you're not gonna make it, bro. You're not gonna make it. You know? The music industry can't control you if you're independent, but you gotta understand that sometimes you need to learn how to control or how to utilize for you to be successful. Take that however you want to take that, but it applies to almost everything. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do so you can learn what you need to be this individual over here. Let's keep going, because like I said, I talk a lot.
People are vulnerable about it. Why do you think there's an issue with people being vulnerable and faking their story? Unlike what Hov and Kendrick are telling Will Smith not to do.
Because the elevated mind understands what it takes to win. And the low vibrational brain is going to do whatever is the easiest to win. So that's why these rappers are winning quick.
That's why I like listening to dude, because he has a higher tier answer than the average answer. Hear it again. Hear it again.
They're telling Will Smith not to do.
Because the elevated mind understands what it takes to win.
The elevated mind understands what it takes to win. That kind of applies to what I was talking about with the indie artists. There's too many things that you need to do to lie. Just an example of what he's talking about. Elevation, elevating, understanding. Indie artists, you have so much you have to learn, so much you have to remember, so much you have to understand, so much to do. The average brain can't do this. They can't move this. They can't use this. They can't understand this. That's what we're talking about, an elevated mind now, because now you're in this lane, you're in this bag, you're starting to understand, you're starting to see how this works. You are the CEO of your own brand. Understand yourself, understand your environment, understand your surrounding, understand your consumers, understand your competition. Elevated mind. An elevated mind is going to do what it needs to do. Sometimes an elevated mind needs to be the supporting role. It needs to be the supporting role to be able to get to that level. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's it. That's literally it. And then watch what he says about the adjacent.
And the low vibrational brain is going to do whatever is the easiest to win.
Sign that contract. Take that stack of money. Parade it everywhere. Give it back. And their earnings from their album sales or their singles or whatever. Is that a win? Does that sound like win? Does that sound like making money? That don't sound like nothing good. It sounds like you're being used for someone else's profit. But you're lit. You know, you look nice on social media. You love how many followers you have on your Instagram and your Twitter. You love this. And because you love this is dry. This is dry. You ain't got nothing. Ain't nothing in there. But you know, you love it here, you know? Let's keep going, bro.
So that's why these rappers are winning quick and losing just as quick, because they're rapping about their ops, the violence they're doing, the guns, the drill music was like, we don't think about the residue that it does to our community, bro. Like.
And that's speaking towards when I was talking about relationships, that's how music can affect it. A lot of people don't realize when you listen to certain people, it's going to empower you. Not saying that you're going to do what they do, but you're going to think about it. You're going to be put in those situations, you know. You're eventually going to do it. The empowerment behind the music you listen to is very powerful. And if you don't have control over yourself, it's going to consume you.
Can I tell y'all a quick story? So By the way, this is gonna be like a story that I never told before, but I'm gonna tell it to you guys. It's gonna take about 2 minutes. So when I was younger, when I was 16, 17, I'm from Hidden Woods, Gobby Road, we had some beef with some niggas, right? And one of my best friends, who I haven't seen since 2004, we was together every day from 92 to 2004. I haven't seen him since 04. And we were beefing, and I knew when I was like 17, I knew that we weren't gonna be friends that much longer during this moment. So we're beefing with these guys. Some guys we went to high school with, high school beef. Like, niggas, everybody have that. So, we from the hood. The guys we beefing with, they from the suburbs, right? They got mom and dad in the house, but we beefing with them. So, of course, we have one gun in the hood that everybody has. So, he had the gun, and I'll never forget. It's this Kingpin Skinny Pimp song called Nobody Crosses Me on King of the Players Ball album, where he says a lyric, and it kind of goes like this. They gonna stand and they're gonna run. I'm serious, man. If the doors get kicked down, nobody could duck. And then somebody asks, what about his mother and kids? Then he goes, nigga, I don't give a fuck. That was rap, but I didn't take it serious. And I remember talking to my friends, and we was, of course, niggas about to go do something stupid. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was scared to death of my mother. I would do something stupid mostly, but not stupid enough where Lorraine would find out, because if Lorraine found out, she would whip my ass in the middle of the street in front of everybody, no matter how old I was. My mother was that kind of mother, thank God she was, because this moment changed all of our lives. This one moment I'm speaking about. Wow. So basically, I'm in the car talking to my friend, and I'm like, if I see them niggas, it's going down, I don't give a fuck. And we was on that Kingpin Skinny Pimp album every day at that moment. And I was like, yeah, but like, what about his mother and kids if he with his mother or his little brother or sister, kids or something? He's in high school. Then he said, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. About a couple weeks later, my friends ran into those same dudes, shot him up at the Waffle House. Two of them almost died. I mean, this is a big deal in College Park, right? So by the way, shout out to those guys. I'm not saying nobody's names, but if you know me and you from the South Side, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the names. And they shot him up. Shot him 3 times. Some girls from other high school got shot. Shot one dude 3 times in the chest. One dude got shot in the head, Gray's head. Other girl got shot. And literally that was like kind of the end of like our childhood at that moment. We was all 17, and at that moment my mom was like, you can't hang with them, da-da-da. But I knew I wasn't gonna be able to, because, nigga, what about his mother and kids? And you said, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh no, my brother, I got to get away from you. I love you to death, but you about to go down. And I ain't seen him since, because he's been a crackhead since like fucking 2000. Damn. But that's my point. So when I speak, guys, I speak of residue. I don't speak of it like a nigga that's like, I actually lived it. I seen it. I know what discipline can do, because look at my life. I know what listening to the people who are winning, no matter how frustrated it makes you, could do. Because when you poor, of course you don't want to hear that. I'm poor, nigga. I want to hear the fuck you got to say. You don't know how hard it is. I do, though. I do. I used to walk to work. I used to catch the bus. I'd have a bank account until I was 25. I was check cashing places. My mother didn't have a bank account. Check cashing place. We all cashed our check. Think about that. You and your mother cash your check at a check cashing place. Nigga, we was fucked up. My mother was in her late 30s. I'm 16, and we going into the check cash place together. That's where I come from. So when I speak like this, I care, because I remember being like, man, I'm gonna go a different direction. And everybody's like, nigga, how you gonna make it? I'm like, I'm just not gonna be with y'all. And I went that way, and I'm the only friend that's successful. And everybody else is still in the hood, still trying to figure it out. Once a couple of them is doing okay, but like, nobody thrived, because thriving wasn't our goal. Being cool was our goal. And who dictated cool to us, guys?
The dope boys.
The rappers. So we did what they did. And then that's why I stopped. Like, Master P changed my life, because when Master P was rapping about, like, nigga, he has a song called Make Crack Like This. Make crack like this. Nigga, we was really trying to make crack. They taught us, get a couple ounces of baking soda. They tell you how to do it on the song. We was dumb, nigga. We just wanted to learn how to do it, because it was like, let's figure it out. It's fun. And then I saw Romeo drop. And Romeo had a Bugs Bunny chain on him, rapping about kid shit. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm the kid that they sell that to.
And that's how you play your consumers. That's what the industry does. They're playing with their listeners. By pushing the people that you should not be even listening to, men or women, Look what it makes you do. Look, it's so simple. If you want to understand the effects of music, look at dating, look at relationships, look at marriage rates, look at divorce rates. Look at those. That's a prime example. You want to keep it simple? Look at crime rates. Look at who's being arrested. Look at who's being charged. Look at who's being put away. That's the simplest way to put it. You want to see how music affects? How your phone affects you? How social media affects you? Go outside and walk by a park and look how dry it is. The environment is twisted. It's not flipped. It's not turned around. It's twisted now. Everything is twisted, messed up. Keith Sweat, you got me twisted, girl. You got me twisted away. You like, yo, you twisted for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is. That's literally all it is. And by continuing to fall down this rabbit hole, your whole existence is going to be in question. And now you're sitting in front of a therapist, somebody that you should probably not even be talking to because you're not familiar with the world of therapy. Now you're probably going down a whole rabbit hole all by yourself in a whole different realm you're not familiar with. And now you're hearing things that you could do, that you could use to adjust, and now it doesn't work. See, that was all speaking towards an example of why I'm not a fan of that and how careful you need to be. You only got one life. You don't YOLO. It's not you only live once. It's you only live once. So live it to the best of your abilities. To the best of your abilities. What we're doing today, what we're running around doing, claiming, shouting, screaming, giving time to is not the best of our abilities. That's why our community is crumbling. The same way how in Avengers Age of Ultron, the whole community was uplifted. It's crumbling under while it's being uplifted. It's showing, like, for example, you're showing us this. But we literally see it crumbling under us as it's being lifted up in the air to the point in 2023, 50 years of hip hop. We ain't got nothing to show for it because it crumbled to the point where it's just all rubble and dust. And now it's just a whole, it's landfill. We're literally living in landfill. And now we have to grow anew. That's how far we've fallen. We've fallen so far to the point where the land that we once loved, appreciated, this environment that we cared for, has turned into a wasteland. And now we got to plant new seeds in the ground, water them, hoping we got enough sunlight to watch it grow. Regardless if it's a weed, regardless if it's a sunflower, bellflower, whatever kind of flower you can think of. You gotta grow a new garden now. And that's what we're in the process of. We're plucking the weeds out. We're taking them out now. There's too many. There's too many in this grass. You gotta get rid of it. Take it out. Plant new seeds. Grow new gardens. Grow fruit. Grow vegetables. Grow something substantial, something with some substance, something that you can always walk back to as long as you take care of it. Man, stop playing with me. Let's keep going.
I'm not going to be that kid anymore. I'm going to be somebody. Fuck that. I'm not going to be the kid that they sell, that they feed the bottom shit to, and I'm taking that. I'm just telling y'all. So a lot of this shit is why I talk the way I do, because I was once that kid in the hood, food stamps, welfare, trying to figure it out, mom complaining, dad ain't around, world fucked up, and I'm trying to figure out why is this world so fucked up for me? And I woke up and I decided I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm going to play a different game, and I did so. I became a multimillionaire and took my whole family out the hood. That's what I did by changing my thought process. So when I'm doing this video, I want to change your thought process. Don't think like me. Think for yourself, but think.
Don't give me no ad. The way the video just cut abruptly. Just think. Use this. This is your gateway, but if this is corrupted, we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere. So I love listening to Ray Daniels. So I will give my time to someone with this level of intelligence. Why wouldn't I? I'd be a fool not to. I'd be a fool not to listen to somebody that has worked in that realm. How are you going to get to the answers? How are you going to get to understand things? How are you going to get to move? If you don't just sit back, listen, and move accordingly. Look, I can talk for generations upon generations, year on end, whatever, however. Look, this is Single Seated Reactions only on the Flex Your Mind Network. Take care, be well, be safe, stay true, be you, live long, and long live. Peace. Bro, you can't make this kind of ish up, bro. That's how it be sometimes, man. That's how you gotta move for real. If you can't move like that for real, then you cook. You're cooked. Damn, I turned a 7-minute video into 27 minutes? That's crazy.